So Conservatives are announcing today we support an independent and public inquiry on the following conditions. One, it has to be independent. All parties in the Parliament must agree on who the commissioner is. We cannot have yet another Liberal crony named to head up this inquiry. Someone who's been a head of the Trudeau Foundation, for example, would not qualify as independent. Two, it has to be public. We can't simply bury it behind closed doors and have it in secret while Canadians are left in the dark, potentially with another election interfered in before the results of the commission come out. The results of the commission and the regular testimony must be public. Second, we must continue the investigations being done here in Parliament. This should not be an excuse for the NDP and Liberals to shut down accountability by simply pushing it off to a secretive and slow process that will not bear results for years to come. We must continue to get answers here, and that includes bringing Katie Telford, the Prime Minister's own Chief of Staff and top campaign operative. The NDP has twice voted to block her from testifying in committee. The NDP must stop the cover-up for the Liberals. They must do their job. They were elected to be part of the opposition, and they must stop their efforts to cover up for Justin Trudeau by allowing her and others like her to testify. Finally, we want any public inquiry to look also into the abuse by the regime in Beijing of the domestic Canadian Chinese population. Chinese Canadians are patriotic. They are faithful to our country. They deserve our protection. It is absolutely unacceptable that they should be harassed or intimidated by foreign police stations or other techniques. We want all the light shed on this, and we want all the protections to go to these wonderful Canadians to protect them against abuses by a foreign regime.
It is very important to reassure Canadians that the last two federal elections were fair and legitimate. Canadians have questions about foreign interference attempts during the last elections, and we will endeavour to answer those questions in the most transparent way possible, within the limits of the law. We as national security officials have a duty to protect classified information. Unauthorized sharing of classified information is in fact prohibited by the Security of Information Act. That is not to say that we cannot or should not talk about foreign interference, which is not a new phenomena, nor is it unique to Canada. Like others, we believe this threat is on the rise and increasingly complex. The greatest foreign interference threat to Canada comes from the People's Republic of China, though other states like Russia and Iran are also attempting to covertly or coercively interfere in our affairs. As highlighted in many public reports, including from CSIS and the National Security and Intelligence Committee of Parliamentarians, foreign interference takes on many forms, such as undue pressure on politicians, staff, and public servants to obtain information or sway decisions, intimidation of diasporas or other communities, including, for example, by denying visas to visit family, mis- or disinformation to weaken Canada's societal cohesion. We have seen this play out in the context of Canada's support to Ukraine, encroachments into our territory or networks for intelligence collection, theft of our science, data, and research. Measuring the short and long-term impacts of foreign interference is a challenge. We know that it costs Canada tens of billions of dollars annually in lost profitability, erodes Canadian technological advantages, particularly in emerging technologies, undermines national unity and sows discontent, threatens the safety of targeted individuals and their entourage or families, and challenges democracy. Over the past few years, we have taken a number of steps to more effectively detect, deter, and counter foreign interference in all of its forms, including, but not only, during election periods.
King's Court Network, don't forget to like, share, and click the notifications.